Hey, this is a very typical question where there's a trigo proving and hence solve the equation. So before I emphasize more on the proof, so in case you couldn't show part one in O level, you can use as a hence. So in case you forgot what is the meaning of hence, hence means you actually see it like a formula. So even if you can't prove it, you see it like a formula. So seeing it like a formula will enable you to change out this to the one that you couldn't prove. So if let's say you are running out of time, uh, you can actually earn the second part first by doing the solving. So if you do the solving, I think the solving is quite easy. It's just need you to cross multiply, then you will get a very nice simple tangent. So tangent is positive and that is in the first and the third quadrant. So the solving is very easy. Okay, the proving is the issue. So there are two methods that you can do. It depends on how you relate to it. So the first method that is a bit more step by step will be, you see this as a divide. That means, right, you are going to see it like a numerator divide by denominator. So it's a numerator here, denominator here. So within the numerator, go and change out the secant. So this is how I change out the secant. This is how I change out the cosecant. Same for the denominator. So you see it as numerator divided by denominator. And within the numerator, you do the respective change in formula. And then you should realize that your numerator has fraction. So when you realize that your numerator has fraction, you should try making same denominator. Same goes for the denominator. So the denominator also have fraction. So you should also try to make same denominator. So making same denominator will enable you to have a single fraction. So that's what I'm hoping to achieve. So right now, my numerator has become a single fraction. My denominator also becomes a single fraction. That's where I will do the reciprocal. So if I divide by A over B, I will switch it to B over A. So I am doing the reciprocal. While I'm doing the reciprocal, you can find a cancellation. So you are left with a very nice fraction. So if let's say you can reach here, you already got some of the partial mark. So a lot of students, they couldn't know what to do from here. So the idea is to from here to get to tangent x. So you need to recap the formula for tangent x. The formula is sine over cosine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to divide by a cosine. I'm going to take every item here to divide by a cosine. So I'm going to take the two items in the numerator to divide by a cosine. Same thing, I'm going to take the same, the bottom. I'm going to divide by a cosine. The bottom also got a cosine. In a way, I'm dividing throughout. So I'm dividing by a cosine. So why do I want to do this, right? Because sine over cosine will give me the tangent that I want. Sine over cosine will give me the tangent that I want. And cosine over sine give me the numerical that I want. So if you look, everything fall in place. Okay, so if you find this a bit difficult, you can also visualize it in this way. So some people prefer to visualize in this way. You can think of it as 1 over cosine x. You multiply 1 over cosine x to the top, and you also multiply 1 over cosine x to the bottom. So you can see it that way. And then when you multiply in, you still get the same tangent minus 1, tangent plus 1. So it's the same idea. Okay. Another way I would think that is easier if you can process this idea will be you just change the formula in the numerator. You do a direct change of formula in the denominator. Sorry. That means in the numerator, you change it. In the denominator, you also change it. Then you observe. If you multiply sine x top and bottom, if you choose to multiply sine x top and bottom, then you will still end up with sine over cos. You will still end up with sine over cos, and that will have given you the tangent x plus 1 and tangent x1 as well. So this one is a bit more direct. If you prefer more step by step, you can do it this way. Okay, either way, if let's say you couldn't do it, you can just do the second part to save the 3 marks before you go back to the proving. So it doesn't mean that if you don't prove, you can't do the second part. Just go ahead. Then you just lose the mark for the first part.